Around the world, there are places forgotten by time, left to rot in eerie silence, haunted by the ghosts of the past. These are not just abandoned buildings, they are the remnants of dark history, where the echoes of lost souls still linger. Join us as we uncover the top 10 most haunting abandoned places on Earth. Places so chilling, they will send shivers down your spine. Once a thriving Soviet city, Pripyat was home to workers at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. But in 1986, everything changed. A catastrophic explosion at the plant released deadly radiation, forcing the entire town to evacuate. What remains is a frozen moment in time, a place where life was abruptly halted. The Ferris wheel sits in eerie silence, a symbol of the city's abandoned joy, while the streets are overtaken by nature, with personal belongings scattered as if the residents left in a hurry. And in the distance, the ghostly silhouette of the reactor stands, an ominous reminder of a disaster that left its mark on history and on the souls who once called this place home. Known as Battleship Island, Hashima Island was once a thriving coal mining town. But when the coal ran out, the island was abandoned in 1974, leaving behind a ghostly industrial wasteland. The crumbling concrete structures stand as a stark reminder of the past, their broken windows and rusting steel giving the island a haunting dystopian atmosphere. The silence is deafening. The air is thick with the weight of history, and visitors who venture here report a chilling sensation, as if the island is still haunted by the workers who once toiled in its depths. Located in the East River near New York City, North Brother Island was once home to a quarantine hospital where victims of infectious diseases, including tuberculosis, were isolated from the world. The island became infamous as the resting place of Typhoid Mary, the first person in the US to be identified as a carrier of the disease. Today, the hospital buildings lie in ruins, overgrown with vines and decay. The haunting silence on the island is broken only by the occasional rustling of leaves, as if the lost souls of those who perished here are still searching for peace. In the heart of the Namib Desert lies Kolmanskop, a former diamond mining town that flourished in the early 1900s. When the diamonds ran out, the town was abandoned, and nature began to reclaim what had once been a bustling settlement. Today, the town stands as a ghostly monument to a forgotten era. The sand has slowly invaded the buildings, filling the rooms with an eerie stillness. You can almost hear the whispers of the miners who once lived here, their footsteps now nothing but a memory, their stories buried beneath the desert's unforgiving sands. Located just outside Berlin, Belitz Heilstätte was once a tuberculosis sanatorium and later a military hospital. It was here that Adolf Hitler received treatment after being wounded during World War I. But it wasn't just the history that makes Belitz so chilling. It's the oppressive atmosphere that fills its abandoned halls. The walls are lined with peeling paint, and the air is thick with the echoes of the patients who suffered here. Rumors of paranormal activity have haunted this place for decades, with many claiming to have heard whispers, footsteps, and even seen shadowy figures wandering the hallways. In the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico, lies the Island of the Dolls, one of the most bizarre and unnerving places on Earth. Legend has it that a man named Don Julian Santana found the body of a young girl who had drowned in the canal. In an attempt to appease her spirit, he began hanging dolls from the trees, some new, some old, some decaying. Over time, the dolls grew more and more grotesque, their faces weathered and their eyes staring blankly at visitors. The island is said to be cursed, and many who visit report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, as though the dolls are watching their every move. Body was once a bustling mining town, full of life and promise. But when the gold ran out, so did the people. By the 1900s, the town was abandoned. Today, it stands frozen in time, a desolate ghost town in the California hills. The empty buildings and dusty streets are eerily quiet, but the presence of those who once lived and died here still lingers. Body is one of the best preserved ghost towns in the US, and visitors often claim to experience strange occurrences, cold drafts, the feeling of being watched, and the unmistakable sense that Bodhi is still very much alive, with spirits from the past. This abandoned church in the Czech Republic tells a haunting story of decay and rebirth. When the roof collapsed, the church was left in ruins, but an artist found new life for it by installing ghostly white sculptures inside. The eerie figures sit in the pews, as if waiting for something or someone. The juxtaposition of the decaying church and the lifelike statues creates an atmosphere of melancholy and unease. Some say the spirits of the church's past worshippers still roam the halls, whispering prayers in the silence. The Hill of Crosses in Lithuania is a place of pilgrimage and defiance. Over the centuries, more than 100,000 crosses have been placed here by people from all over the world. The hill was used as a symbol of resistance during the Soviet occupation, and it continues to stand as a powerful expression of faith. The sheer number of crosses is overwhelming, and visitors often feel a sense of reverence and eeriness as they walk through the sea of crosses. There's a rumor that if you listen closely, you can hear whispers in the wind, echoes of those who have visited and left their mark on this sacred land. Tucked away in the Venetian lagoon, Poveglia Island is known as one of the most haunted places in the world. It has a dark and bloody history, serving as a quarantine station for the plague and, later, as a mental asylum. Hundreds of thousands of people died here, and their spirits are said to still haunt the island. The remains of the asylum stand as a haunting reminder of the suffering that occurred on the island. Visitors who have ventured here report hearing voices, feeling cold spots, and even seeing shadowy figures move in the ruins. Authorities have since banned access to the island, but its legacy of death and madness lingers, waiting for the curious to dare to uncover its secrets. From ghostly whispers in abandoned halls to eerie figures frozen in time, these places remind us that the past never truly leaves us. Which of these haunting locations would you dare to explore? Or would you rather keep your distance? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world's most chilling abandoned places, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-tingling adventures. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe avoid venturing into the unknown.